Hey, what's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Well, you guys can see I decided to add a face cam, and hopefully my audio's fixed. Uh, you guys will have to let me know. Anyway, let's start by going over our trades. We had Disney, GME, Cat, Google, Netflix. Disney didn't trigger. Oh, I deleted the levels because I thought I saw a setup and I was going to draw new levels, but there is no setup, at least that I really like. Anyway, our entry was 106. GME also did not trigger. I still think it's kind of primed to go. Maybe we can get it at a lower price, but for right now, I'm looking for calls over 2360. First trim will be 2550 and closed calls at 2726. Uh, this setup has not played out yet, but I think it will. Next one's Cat. Oh wait, this one worked. Um, I don't remember, but yeah, puts below 351.40. This was a swing trade. First trim at 48.96, or sorry, 348.69. Um, so anyway, this one worked out. I consider once we hit the first trim that is a profitable trade and we are good. I did say that this is a swing trade to give it 4 days out. Um, Somebody messaged me, and I'm not trying to like call anybody out, but they were asking me because they took the trade and they were down on the trade, but they only took 2 days out on the options. If I give a trade and I say a week, take a week minimum. You can do 2 weeks, that's cool, but don't do less than a week and then expect it to work out. I'm very specific about um, how long I think it's going to take for price to move and for the option to stay profitable. So there is a method to the madness. So please, if you take my trades, follow it. At least the amount of time that you give the contract to a T, please. Um, Next one is Google. This was just a quick in and out, and just absolutely nailed this. So calls over 178, close at 179.90, and we hit 179 and 91 cents. All right, I'll check it in a second. Tesla, Disney, SCCO. Um, anyway, Google was pretty dead on perfect. Netflix, I know, was a banger. Oops. And if you're paying attention, I mean, these levels, I'm pretty accurate as far as when I call out levels. So calls above 643, first trim 646. Actually, let's just move these over. Oh no, that won't work. Um, First trim 646. Um, Safest exit would be 649 and 25 cents. And if you wanted to hold for more, my ultimate price target was 651. All targets were hit. I think eventually we're going to be going to 659. But as you can see, when we got to this I don't know what level, I guess 652 to a T, we rejected really hard. So if you were holding for this, you would have got smacked. Um, Hence why this is my ultimate or my profit target to close the calls, even though I think price will be coming to 659. Um, so that was it. What day was this? Friday, I want to say. Yeah, so Friday we had 3 wins. Everything that triggered hit. The things that didn't trigger obviously didn't trigger, so it's not a hit or a miss. But so all 3 of these worked out really well. What I'm looking at moving forward is going to be BA. Um, so breaking below 173.80. I'll be taking puts. My first trim will be 172.20. I will close my entire position at 171 and 10 cents. And is this just the POC? Okay, yeah. I'm like, I didn't think I put a level below that. But so this is the play that I'm looking for on Tuesday. Break below 173.80, take puts. Next one is going to be Baba. And that's big for me because you guys know I don't like trading Chinese stocks, but this actually looks good. Over 181.45, I'm looking for like basically just over a point. My first trim will be 82.50. And then from here, I believe it'll go to 84.25. And I think ultimately price is going to be coming somewhere around here. I don't remember the exact level off the top of my head, but I think once we break this high, you'll start having buyers piling in, and we'll probably make a new higher high from here. But I'll be closing at 84.25. That's my goal. Next one is going to be Oracle. Over 123.60, I will be taking calls. First trim will be at 124.90. Second trim, 126 and 20 cents. If you're in longer than that, just do be aware of this as a possible rejection point. But my ultimate price target is going to be 126.90. Maybe I'll just leave this on here as a dashed white line because I'll know what that means. So that's all that I have for you guys. Let's look at SCCO really quick. Did I draw levels on here? This was back here, right? Like we drew this, I believe, on Wednesday. And then calls 121 entry, close at 123.82. Oh, so for puts. So shorting below 123.82, and my price target was 121. It went a lot lower than that. Oh, that's nice. We actually came, if you had this level, which you should, came right to the POC. That's wild. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Where was it? Pre-market, you're saying. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Rob. Tesla, I already looked at Tesla. Like I told you guys, there's probably not too many stocks that you'll mention that I haven't looked at. But when I looked at it, I didn't really see anything that interested me. But I don't mind looking at it with you guys. It's probably going to 200. my clouds up here. Yeah, so um 200, possibly 207. The issue is, can I through here? It's going to be very choppy. Once we break, um, whatever this is, 84. We'll just say 84.70. The move from there to 190 should be pretty quick. Um, Once we get past that, we're going to be chopping in here. And once we break through that, we should get a pretty clean move up to 200-ish. So, what's going on? Let me just look at the candles. The reason that I'm not calling it out as a play, AMD is pretty pointless to look at right now because we just had earnings from, what's it called, NVIDIA, and there's nothing to look at from a technical standpoint. This was my last trade that worked. 183.80, trim at 186.83, close full position at 190. You could do this same trade if it triggers 183.80. The issue is, like I said, there's just zones where we're going to have choppiness. So this has moved up since I called out that play. But this is going to cause some resistance between 183.20 and 184.70-ish. Again, once we break through that, clean move to 190, break over 195, clean move to 200, possibly 207. Okay. Disney is eluding me. Is Rob a doctor or am I a doctor? Oh, this isn't bad. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, good chance that we can catch Disney at a lower price, and I think there's actually a pretty decent setup here. Need to do like full analysis, but yeah. I'll give it to you guys. I don't love it. Break 101.70, 101.80. You're going to 103. Yeah. All right, so for Disney, 101.80. That's pretty close. Yeah, no, it's just it was random because you didn't say anything doctorish, and I am wearing scrubs, so I could understand if they're asking me if I'm a doctor. So yeah, over 101.80, we should get a move up to 103.40. Yeah, so my first trim would be here. I'm just going to call this 103.50. Now, here's the thing. There's a good chance that we go to here, or even possibly here, or even possibly here. But for me, I would want to be out um, before the top of this shelf here. Okay. Sorry. So there's just Disney GCT. Dude, Rob is not wearing scrubs. I'm not a doctor. I'm a respiratory therapist. Uh, I save doctors. GCT is about to dump. Hopefully that's good news for whoever asked. Let me see. Oops. So you can see here this cloud acted as a major resistance level. It acted as resistance here. We came up, tapped it, boom, bounced out of this cloud, tapped, rejected, and we're about to dump. Probably to about 24.12, 24.10. GCT. Yep. It's probably actually coming here. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, so hopefully this is good news. This is a slightly risky put entry. If you want to be safer, it would be 31.17 or 30.80. Um, Dude, I'm not shorty either. Indomarked, like, shorty has an accent. Well, an accent if you're not, um, or I should say an accent if you're American. Um, I guess I probably have an accent, a Californian accent, depending on where you're from. But you can tell Shorty's first language is not English. My name is Catching Rockets or Drew. So GCT, this is what I would be watching for. Below 32, I would take puts. Again, if you want to be safer, it's going to be below $30.80. First trim 29.92. Second trim 27.53. Potential bounce will happen at $24. If not, my ultimate price target is going to be $23.30. Yeah, dude. Wow, I just messed up my hair hard. Thanks. Well, that's still not helping very much, but here we are. If it's not clear, I am not a superficial person that really gives a crap about what I look like. Okay. GCT's done. Tesla. Oh, nice, Raul. Calls for 180 on Tesla. You should be solid. Team Crypto, I'll look at AMD, but like I said, it's really pointless. From a technical standpoint, there's nothing to look at. I'll say this, like, I don't understand, like, so what was this, like, on the 23rd, Thursday, we were at 158, and today, like, we're at 167. Like, the move already happened. There shouldn't be any interest right now. If you like to gamble, you could possibly take puts, but I'm not a gambling person, so I don't like to, throw out like just crazy suggestions. If you want to do leaps, like way far out, AMD is eventually going to be breaking 226. That's going to be like a pretty wild, or I'm sorry, it'll be breaking 227 probably and 50 cents. I don't know the exact area where it's going to go to, but it's going to break 227. But it's going to be like pretty far out, like a year or two. But that is where it will ultimately be going. As far as a trade, I'm probably not going to see anything. I think I already looked, like, off stream, I looked at AMD, and I didn't see a setup. If you're dying to trade AMC, like 169.30-ish, you could possibly take puts, or possibly 170.80, you could take puts. This is going to be hard to break. We rejected pretty hard right here. We're going to be rejecting. If we come back up, we'll reject even harder than we did here on the second run. But again, I don't understand retail's desire to look at this stuff like after a massive move. Yeah, so same thing. I mean, it's going to be basically the inverse of what I have here. Um, I would ultimately like to see price come back up to here. If it does, we'll probably get a little bounce about here. And then we'll come down and get another little bounce. And then down, another little bounce. And then down to about here and another little bounce. And then eventually, I don't remember where I said we're going, but we'll be going somewhere down here. Okay. AVGO, I also looked at off stream. I didn't see anything worth looking at. Here's the thing. We needed to catch it at 1377, and then like when it crosses, I don't know. I don't have an exact level for you, but once we realize that we're bouncing there would be where we would take calls, and right now it's late. It is going to go higher. Probably 1331-ish, 32-ish. I don't know the exact level, but... Or, sorry, 1430-ish, 1431-ish. But, like, we're already halfway through the move, and so when I looked at AVGO, I wasn't interested in a trade because we've already missed half of this move up. If you're looking at leaps, we're probably going to 1450-ish. So set up lines like what? I'm assuming you're saying where I'm drawing like my profit targets. Yeah, AVGO, it'll be months out, but it's going to 1450. And it's got a lot of resistance on the way there. Okay. Is that going to be like new highs for it? Oh. Okay, so then this is also another thing with trading something like this. It is almost at all-time highs, and well, no, it's got room. Um, I don't know, if you're risky, you want to take calls. This is probably like your safest bet for a price target. But right now, once we get up to this level, we needed to break through, make new highs and new higher highs, and then you want it to come back and retest 1450, and then run even higher. So this would be, I mean, not this line because I drew it at 1440, but that's where I would close my calls if I was playing calls from here up. Once we break 1445, I guess, these right now are resistance. We want to break above, and we want to see resistance turn into support. And when that happens, it'll go, like I don't know where price will go. This is all price discovery, which is why you want to play the retest. So when we break above, wherever price goes to, once we retest, we probably break above that level. But AVGO is probably going to be making new all-time highs based on charts. Sorry, I'm reading chat. I'm trying to figure out. Coin. GCT, your average is 34. Oh. This is not where you buy. So when I say this, like, no disrespect, but you don't buy the top. If I was looking to buy this, well, let me see. I don't even believe in the term overbought or oversold or overpriced. Um, Price is going to be relative to where people find value. So if I have a Picasso painting and somebody's willing to pay $2 million for it, then it's worth $2 million. And if the next day nobody's willing to pay $2 million for it, then it's not worth $2 million anymore. Um, yeah, I would be a buyer on this at about $24, between 27 to 24. Um, so I would start dollar cost averaging in here, and I would buy my full position when we get to here. But I would not be buying at 34. Let's see. So coin. Pedro, did you clarify what you mean by setup lines? Because I do want to answer your question. Rob wants me to look at another stock that just had earnings. What up, Miso? You got the Colombian hookup, bro? Pedro, I'm going to assume you're asking how I'm drawing my price target levels, and let me see what's a stock that I probably don't have levels on QQQ, and if I do have levels, I'll delete them. By the way, QQQ is about to run. It just is going to be doing price discovery, so there's no trade. So basically, to draw levels the way that I am, I'm looking at my volume profile. And so each one of these, they're called volume shelves. So like this area here would be considered like a large volume shelf. This is a large volume shelf. This is a large volume shelf. This is a large volume shelf. This here is a skinny belly, and then we have another large volume shelf. Skinny belly, large volume shelf. The way that you want to think about volume shelves is like steps on a ladder or steps on stairs. When there's a large shelf, you can stand on it. So I could go from here to here quickly. But if I try to stand in this area here, there's no support, so I'm going to fall down to the lower level. And same thing, if I step up, I'm going to go through this area quickly and come back up to this step. So when I'm drawing levels, this is not a definitive thing, but if you're in like calls and you're coming up to a volume shelf, generally price will go through to the far side and then reject. So a lot of times my levels will be like to the far side of a shelf. Um, but if you're trying to be safer, you would exit at the beginning of the shelf. Whether you're coming up to it, you would enter when you get to it, or if you're coming down to it, you would enter at the top. So with that said, when I'm looking at levels, I'm also looking at the candlesticks, and I'm looking where they line up with shelves. So like if you look here, let me try to zoom in for you more. There's a wick right here, and if I start looking to the right, there's kind of a wick that lines up there, a wick that lines up here. This wick lines up. These candle bodies line up. And so to me, this is probably, with this shelf and then with those wicks, is probably a pretty decent level to expect some kind of a reaction to happen with price. And basically, the more candlesticks that you can find that act like a support and resistance, so like here, and then also we're right at the beginning of a pretty big shelf. This is resistance, resistance. We broke through and then came back down. Resistance, 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 resistance turned support. So that's how I find key levels. Yeah. Let's see. So coin. Coin is going to run. Leaps will be breaking to 83-ish. So resistance from 239 to 247.50. Once we break 247.50, smooth sailing to 254. We're going to chop in here between 254 and 271.50-ish. Once we break this, I think it's new all-time highs. I guess I already covered this. I don't know when. Oh, it must have been Monday. Ideal entry for calls and close at 228. So all of those levels hit. Where's... Okay, it's not all-time highs, but it's going... probably right there. 290-ish. Again, leaps. This would be very far out. The only trade I would really be interested is up to 250. I mean, you either need to like YOLO leaps, targeting like 280, 290 ish. Or the shorter term play is going to be 250. I would wait for a break of 239. And then obviously you'll need a little bit of time on this. I would do like at least a week or two. Okay. I used to know the distinction between the two, but I don't. I don't even look at the blue. I'm looking at just the shelf as a general. Um, it's to explain it is like insane because um, I know it's the distinction is basically buying and selling. And sorry, I'm loading up another program here so I can kind of show you guys. But um, the issue is you have to understand how bid and ask works. Actually, I wonder if I have, because this would be an easier way to show it. Okay, I have order flow. Hang on while I find this, okay? 'Cause okay, well, hopefully this will make sense. So, when you're trading, this is my DOM. This is the bid side, this is the ask side. If I click ask as a buyer, then I show up as sorry, on the ask side, I will show up basically on the sell side as an aggressive buyer. So if I click ask here, the ask is on the selling side. So my order comes through and it'll look like, it'll say something like buy up, meaning that as I bought, price was moving up. Or it could be moving down, but I would show up as an aggressive buyer, but you wouldn't be able to determine that I'm a buyer because it would say sell um, over here. So unfortunately, if this was as easy as buy and sell, trading would be so simple. But so what happens is over here, if I sell at the ask, that would be a passive seller. So you would see sell on this side. If I sell at the bid, I would show up as an aggressive seller on the buying side since the bid is the buying side. And then if I buy at the bid, I'll show up as a passive buyer on the buy side. Hopefully that makes sense. It's very confusing. But so this blue and yellow is showing buyers and sellers, but you don't know if sellers are buyers or buyers are sellers, and so it gets confusing, if that makes sense. So I'm looking at the whole shelf as a general thing. So another example I can show is like if we look at footprints, I'm trying to find a good example. So red is selling, green is buying. If I have a large seller here on the delta, but price is above there, that then obviously this isn't large sellers, right? What it is I have aggressive buyers showing up on the bid side. I think showing up on the ask side. Sorry, I might have said that backwards. But um, so it gets confusing, basically. Like, you can't look at red as selling or green as buying. What you can look at is this is a large green delta node and prices above that. So these were probably a majority were buyers. And a majority is on the, I'm going to say this backwards because I don't have my DOM up. A majority of them are on the bid side. So you can see here it's 123. Actually, there's more on the ask, 197. You look at these diagonally like this. So anyway, prices above this, so you can assume that these were buyers that were coming in. Here, prices above this, so you assume you have more buyers than sellers. Or actually, there's never more buyers than sellers, but you have more aggressive buyers than you do sellers. You have to have somebody to sell to you in order to buy, so you can never have more of one or less of the other. It's just who is more aggressive in that moment. So hopefully that makes sense. I already did coin, target. Rob, you're killing me. You're in coin, you bought at 203. And coin is at 237. Did you buy shares or did you buy a call option? Because that would be the key. I'll just do this. I'll wait for you to reply and then I'll come back to this and I'll show you. I really don't want to look at target. I so badly don't want to look at target. I typed in the wrong ticker symbol. Yeah, I see. Off stream, I looked at target already, and I just don't like it because basically we have a massive bear flag, and after a 10-point dump, I'm not really looking to get in short or take puts or whatever. According to longer term, we're going to bounce. According to shorter term, we're going lower. But I don't love it. Lose 139, you can take puts. And we're going to 116. I mean, this makes sense, right? Like, Target's been just getting killed basically by looters. I know they're not technically called looters, but people that are whatever it's called, doing like the grabbing and running. Yeah, see. Clear this. clear 145.75, and we're gonna, like, the potential would be upside. Something like this. Lose whatever I said. 139. I mean, I think you could get into puts here, but you're taking a risk. But losing 139. From here we dump. There is some potential, like they could bounce it here-ish. Here. Here. But then just things start to get uglier and uglier. And it looks like, I think that's what I said, 132. No, I said 116. And I think it even goes lower than that if it gets down there. This is a massive gap, right? I think 111's doable. If this starts to happen. They're going to fill this gap, which is nutty. So, looks pretty bad. All right, that's all I've got, unless anybody has any questions. Indo, you never answered my question, but I'll just show you. If you got in at 203, especially if it's calls, like, you should be able to recognize that this here is just a massive area where price is going to struggle, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this now. Since we've been below this level, we've rejected and rejected. This is where you close. If you're in shares, I guess you could just trail your stop loss and try to target 250. But for calls, I would just take my profits right here. Or preferably like 238-ish. But yeah. Who's Rob? Oh my gosh, you seriously confused me. This has to be on purpose. I'm being trolled. Right? Yeah, so your call I would close for sure. Shares, again, you can trail your stop loss and target 250. But don't be too surprised if you get stopped out. It's, I mean, you've already caught a pretty good move, so should be happy with it. That's going to do it for me, guys. Hopefully it's helpful. Indo, great job on trolling me. You win the internets today. Oh, there's a delay. I'm like moving my thumb around because I thought my thumb wasn't showing, but yeah, great job on trolling me. Yeah, this is fun. I just worked a 12-hour shift and I'm getting trolled while trying to help people make money. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Everybody have a good day. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good Memorial Day. And whatever you do, do not wish veterans a happy Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is to recognize the people that died while serving our country. Veterans Day is when you recognize people that served the country and appreciate them for doing so. For me, I served, and nothing but respect for people that did serve. And of course, tons of respect for people that lost their lives while doing so. Those are the people that give us the freedoms that we have today, and nothing but love and respect for you and your families. Anyway, everybody take care. Much love. Appreciate you all. I will say on the last video, I didn't mention this, but I'm going to keep doing these videos as long as there is people seem to be interested, and that I'm getting feedback that people are enjoying the videos and that they're helping people. The chat's been pretty active during the videos, but once the video is not live, the interaction is like zero from the last video. The videos prior, where I mentioned like, hey, if there's no interaction, I'm not going to be doing these, there's been a lot of interaction. And again, this isn't a threat, but it's just, for me, if people aren't enjoying it, then there's no reason for me to do it. So you guys have to show me that you're enjoying it and that there is an actual reason for me to do these videos for you guys. Again, it's not like an ego thing. I don't really care about like, oh, thank you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just a matter of, is there a need for this, and are people enjoying it? And if so, I'll keep doing it. If there's not, then I'll stop. Okay? So just throwing that out there. If you guys can just say hi or whatever, thank you, it doesn't matter, something. That way I know you guys want me to keep doing it, then I will. Okay? Everybody take care. Have a good weekend. Have a good Memorial Day or whatever. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. All right? Much love. Bye.